Allahu Akbar.
On the news and in the media, we saw a lot of reports of both acts of hatred and I would even say a bias within the media against Islam.
When the average person post 9/11 read the newspaper or watched the television, there was some equation of Islam and terrorism, much to the detriment of the Muslim people.
The people who belong to a certain group, if one of the group does something, then people think, oh, that reminds me of so-and-so person.
It can lead to a situation in where groups are blamed and get reputations for the actions of individuals. And ultimately this can be very discriminatory and very harmful.
Unfortunately, in our own communities, when we're scared, when we don't understand, we tend to lash out and in ways that defy rational thinking. And probably in our own community, and certainly I've seen around the country and around the world, a lot of irrationality. People who otherwise are extremely reasonable people committing horribly irrational acts.
This is a lesson, sad lesson in realizing that when people are angry, they say and do very stupid things.
Those people did not have enough knowledge about Islam, and instead of learning more about Islam, they took action into their own hands and did something that was very inappropriate.
Cases of backlash in the communities, people didn't know, didn't understand about the Islamic religion as a whole. Therefore, they associated Islam with terrorism, and that was wrong, and it still is wrong.
A Hindu temple in Hamilton was firebombed, for example. So the races and the prejudice don't distinguish between the various people.
And unfortunately, many Muslims, we heard, have experienced a difficulty in finding jobs, in doing business. And if I can tell you many stories, I will never finish, because during the last couple of years now, since September 11 actually, we have heard many stories about people being actually abused.
There's people who just come into this country, don't speak the language very well, and they're getting harassed by others saying, oh, how could you do something like this to us? Now we should go bomb you, do this to your country, your land, kill your people. It's not right.
So ordinary law-abiding Canadian Muslims, Canadian Arabs were no more responsible for September 11 than, say, the Japanese Canadians were about Pearl Harbor.
When I was going to school back in 1941,
Pearl Harbor got hit.
And the Canadian government mistreated the Japanese people who were Canadian citizens and put them into internment camp. But for our parents, it was very difficult, and for the older ones, because they were under very much stress. Because here they are, they got all their home taken away, their fishing boats and their cars and homes, and they were just taken apart, being treated like enemies and disrespected and discriminated. No Canadians should be discriminated. So when 9/11 happened, I was very happy when the Canadian government says that what we did to the Japanese Canadian, we do not want to happen to the Muslim people.
There are a lot of people who came forward, particularly, I can't speak about other places in Canada, but I can see in Toronto, a lot of people were calling local mosques and Muslim organizations saying, we support you, we understand what you're going through, we hope you're okay.
Our bridge building with the Muslim community, we did have some contacts in the Muslim leadership group within the Durham region, and we were able to reach out and to offer support, to offer our friendship, and to create a communications link so that if any impact from the attack would negatively affect their environment, they could contact us and we'd be able to assist them with any crimes or any individuals that would target them.
communities really did come together quite quickly and did stand up for one another quite quickly. And I think from past experience as well, that so many of us know or have neighbors or friends who are Muslim and know that the reality of the Muslim faith and the Islamic faith and the Muslim community is that they abhor this kind of behavior, that they share the same values and same concerns as everyone else in the community, that they are as interested in peace and as promoting of peace as anyone else.
People stood up and said, we know you're not terrorists. We know that you don't stand behind killing innocent people. We know what you stand for. And they came out and said, we support you and we give you moral support.
Islam has nothing to do with the mass murder that was planned and carried out by the terrorists